This is Miss Pam again from the 21st Century Afterschool program at Connors Elementary School. Today we're doing paper mache, an easy bird to paper mache. First thing you're going to need is a template, which will be given to you when Miss Jen comes around to give you supplies. Okay? So this is the template, and there's a little box here. You're going to need that little box. So when you cut it up, you're going to need 2 birds and you're going to need one of the little boxes. Okay? Second thing you're going to need is 2 paper clips. Big paper clips if you can get them, and if you can't, that's okay. Use the little ones. Okay? You're going to need corrugated cardboard. Now I've cut out the birds. But corrugated cardboard, I don't know if you can see it, but it's not flat cardboard. It has holes in it. So if you look in the side, you're going to see some little holes in the cardboard. And that's corrugated cardboard. Okay? You need white Elmer's glue, diluted. So if you put a little bit of glue in, you need 3 times that much of water. So I always make a little bit more just because. So I usually put in a little bit more, and then I put in 3 times the amount of water. Not cold water. I like to use lukewarm water. Okay. Bottle of tacky glue, quick drying. I use paper strips, paper mache. Remember doing paper mache? And the last thing is paint or markers so that you can paint your birds. Okay? So here we go. Cut out your shapes from the template and the little rectangle. Okay? Put the small rectangle between the bottom of the birds. So I'm going to hold that up and I'm going to show you what I mean by that. Okay? So the birds are like this, and they're touching sort of like chest to chest. And in between that, this little is going to go like this. Right? So when you lay it down, you can probably do it a little bit better, but you're going to put the 2 birds together, sort of bellies to belly. Okay? Then you're going to take your tape, which I didn't say to get, so you might want to go get some. Pause it just a minute and go get some tape. I'm going to take some tape and I'm going to tape all 3 of those together. The 2 birds and the little rectangle. Okay? So my birds are taped and this is what it looks like. Okay? Alright. Then we're going to take the paper clips. You're going to open them up. So this is the part that's going to go up into the body. And the reason we're using that funky kind of corrugated cardboard is so that this will go up into the hole. We don't have to tape or staple or anything. So that's what's going to go up. Now we're going to make a round circle here with the bottom, and that's the foot of the bird. Okay? And I'm going to show you 2 different ways. Okay? Alright, so you can go like this, and then just tip, make sure this is kind of flat, and then tip this up, okay? And there's one way to do that. The second way of doing it is like this, all right? You take a paper clip and you make 2 feet, and then in the back you have a foot, and that allows it to stand a little bit better, okay? So those are your 2 options. See how quickly I did this one? And if it doesn't stand too well, go ahead and try this one. I'm going to take a picture of this so that you can see that. All right? I'll show you both models so that when you see these, you'll know how to do them. All right? Now we're going to fold these together. So I'm going to take the feet of the birds and I'm going to put it into the dried bird. The beak and the tail, remember we glued. And now we're going to take and we're going to poke it in to the corrugated cardboard. Make sure the feet go frontwards instead of backwards. Put the other one in, and there we go. Just like that. Okay? So we've got our strips of paper here, we've got our glue, and just like regular paper mache, we take and we dunk it into the water, the glue, the mess, and then we just wrap it around our bird. Now the hard part is going to be to get around the bird and miss those feet. So we just put it on and try to get it as even as we can and make sure that it somewhat sticks. There we go. All right. All right. So that's what we're going to do. And I'm not going to do it all right here because it'll take me 20 minutes to do this. But your bird is going to be wrapped pretty tightly. And if there's air pockets, which I'm going to fix in a minute, you just work with them. And then you put on another strip and another strip. So you're going to cover the entire bird except for the feet. Okay? Hi, back with Miss Pam. This is what my bird looks like. I painted my bird, but I also think you can do it with markers. I tried doing something similar and markers work just fine. Mine's supposed to be a bluebird. Okay, so I put a little bit of orange, and the black was, beak was black, and the eye I just dotted. First thing we're going to do though is try to get those legs glued into the bird. So you just put the legs in, and you take a dab of glue and let it set up. And don't try to get them straight or to get them to stand now because the glue won't hold. So wait till it's done gluing. Make sure they're pretty even when you put it in your hand. Okay? And then you know you're right. After that you can play around with them a little. Okay? So that's the bird. I'm going to put this off to the side. Okay? So, what I did, as I said, is I just took paint and I used my brushes and I put the colors on. First color I put on was white. I did the whole thing white. Then I went over with a little bit of orange around the neck. And I did the beak and I did the eye last. But I put blue all the way over. So when you use your marker or your pen, what you want to do is you want to make strokes. Okay? Because you don't want just a plain blue. You want to have a little bit of that white showing through so it looks like feathers. Okay? Looks like feathers. Now I use two different kinds of brushes. One's a little bit bigger than the other. And you can play around with it. Okay? So the trick of that is not to put a lot of glue, paint onto your brush. And you just twirl it around, get the paint off, and then lightly stroke it. And the same with a marker. If this was my tip of my marker, I would just do strokes with the marker. Okay? So it's dry, and then to get a nice round eye, I just took the back of my paintbrush, put it in the black, and I just dotted it like this. And it came out a perfect circle. I don't do it in the air. I would set it down, and I would do it like this so that I have a lot more control. Okay? And that basically is the bird. After it's dry, and the glue is dry, then you can practice setting it, standing it up. And I mean practice, you've got to fiddle with the legs a little bit. Okay? And that's how to make a bluebird. You can make a cardinal, you can make a chickadee, you can make whatever you want. Just look online, look at some pictures, and paint it any way you want. I wanted a bluebird. Thank you. Thanks for listening.